Tu, 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 tu. Okay, estamos en vivo. We are online. Nice to see you again, Mike. What are
Hi.
you? What are we going to talk about?
Oh,
Understanding local elections.
yes, understanding the local elections. Here in Spain, this weekend, we have local elections around the
Not
country.
only in Spain, in Europe. Remember, local elections are happening in all Europe.
All right, I don't watch the television.
Yeah,
So, I,
I'm not
I,
sure, but I think we are choosing for including the European elections. I'm not sure about, but
oh, I-
in May we now every 4 years we choose our local leaders,
hmm, yes,
and they are giving us a wonderful theater.
yes, yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, it's in theory, if you vote for people, they are your leaders, but in practice, they don't lead. So I suppose this is what we call democracy, but yeah, democracy is relative, really. So democracy really is supposed to be participation of the public or the people in decision making. But really, if you go, so the expression is to go and vote. So if you go and vote, then that's the democracy seems to end there because after you vote, the politicians do what they want. So I don't know if that's democratic.
Yeah, yeah, but this is a long debate.
Yeah. So if we have a look then, what is the local elections? Um, it's it's allowing politicians at a local level to make decisions about where you live. So here, for instance, where I live is a small town, and I think there are 12,500 people where I live, and so it's quite a small town. And the politicians do things like they repair the roads.
Uh-huh.
Um, they also they look at things like improving sports facilities. So, for instance, we have a municipal gym. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things which is being proposed. So this is what politicians do. That they propose improvements. So one improvement is to have a what we call an indoor swimming pool.
Uh-huh.
So that that's something they're talking about. All of the parties locally. That's one of the things they say they're going to do.
Or in your case, they want to build up a beach.
Yes, yeah. Actually, where where you can look this up on the internet, but they want to build what is called Aloe Vera Beach, which would be the biggest man-made beach in Europe.
Uh-huh.
So it would be quite big. However, one of the other political parties has made a complaint about the beach. So if the beach is going to be built, the council, which is el ayuntamiento, the council will have to go to court.
And why they are making a complaint?
Because they say it is not environmentally friendly.
Mhm.
Actually, it should be
Yeah, but
environmentally.
usually, yeah, but this is a, how do you say? It's a, uh, in Spanish, it's un eufemismo.
Yeah.
An interior, a beach in the middle of the land,
Mm.
100 kilometers away from the seashore.
Yep.
It's a monster in medioambientally, environmentally
Mm. Well,
management.
yeah. The thing is, what the council said is that all of the water is in a underground well. So that's a buffer.
Uh-huh.
A well is a buffer. So that is under that land. That's where the water is. So the the project is to use the water that is there, uh, and I don't know how, but they say that the water will not evaporate.
Yeah, but how is possible the water is not going to evaporate? They are
I,
talking about where to bring the water from.
hmm,
But another thing is that the water is going to evaporate to the
well,
atmosphere
yes. Well, they
unless,
claim
unless they cover the whole beach.
no, it's
You know
not covered.
how thing.
No, no. Um, if you do a search on Google, you can see the complete project. And in theory, it was supposed to be ready this year, ready for the elections, but that didn't happen. So, knowing how the court system is in Spain, I think this will be years in court. So the beach won't happen for a long time. So if we say the Spanish legal system,
Okay, I can share
uh-huh.
the screen to show the, a ver, pantalla completa, un StreamYard, no. A ver, StreamYard, permitir, but are you seeing the beach?
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Yeah. So
So
that
this is the monster thing.
yeah,
In English, the enjoy of the life in the beach and the water, the crystalline water at
mm,
300 kilometers from the seashore.
yeah. It
And
sounds unbelievable.
we can see the video. I don't know if it's
It will play.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yes, it is possible in this corridor of Henares, Aloe Vera Beach, Madrid, Aloe Vera,
En un enclave
Guadalajara.
estratégico entre Azuqueca de Henares y Guadalajara, a poco más de 30 minutos de Madrid.
It's 30 minutes from Madrid if you're flying.
Aloe Vera Beach, un proyecto innovador que transformará a Aloe Vera y posicionará al municipio en el mapa europeo de la tecnología, la innovación y la sostenibilidad, y como referencia única en actividades acuáticas al aire libre.
La sostenibilidad.
Un gran
This is
parque de
great.
ocio para disfrutar con amigos y toda la familia de la playa, del sol y de los deportes náuticos, vinculado a los nuevos desarrollos residenciales de Aloe Vera dentro del sector L15 Las Suertes, al sur del casco antiguo del municipio. El elemento central de
Do you
Aloe Vera
want
Beach
I
es la
stop
gran
the
lámina
video?
de agua cristalina, rodeada por una
Yeah,
playa de
yeah.
arena con hamacas y sombrillas, gimnasio al aire libre y pistas de vóley playa.
It's a nice dream.
Un espacio único y excepcional, con vistas espectaculares, atractivo y seguro para nadar, bucear, practicar kayak y otros deportes náuticos. Todo para disfrutar de la vida y del auténtico ambiente
Wow.
de playa a 300
2
kilómetros de mar.
hectares and half.
Una gran plaza de recepción y otra entrada generosamente dimensionadas articularán los accesos. Los tornos de entrada, la zona de control y el ticketing quedarán
Sí.
bajo una gran cubierta.
This means
La gran lámina de agua es el hito excepcional y paisajístico que diferenciará a Aloe Vera Beach con dos zonas diferenciadas, una para el baño y otra zona de navegación libre con embarcadero. El área de piscinas y la zona de toboganes se equipará con una piscina infantil y un pequeño estanque de escasa profundidad con juegos de agua. Una piscina de mayor profundidad con juegos de habilidad como tirolina o anillas y dos torres de toboganes se ubicarán en una zona contigua con caída a la gran.
okay, it's enough.
Yeah.
We are not here to make ads for them.
Marketing.
We are talking about the thing that the local politicals are taking this
What
kind of
politicians?
decisions.
Yeah, so this is what they want to do. It just so happens that they are building lots of flats in this area now.
Yeah, flats. Yeah, but one little tiny, not important detail is the weather in this place.
Yes, yeah.
Because
It's-
the summer is gonna be sunny usually, but the summer is short.
Yeah.
It's not the half of the year. It's only
No.
4 to 5 months as much. So you are gonna build up a big thing that is gonna be usable only, or having people using it only in summer, only in 4 or 5 months, not all the year.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, because here in Aloe Vera in the winter, it's very cold.
It's very cold, including it's snowing sometimes.
Yeah, it can snow, but certainly very cold. Too cold to do water sports.
Or we can put the politicians there.
Yeah, maybe they can.
Just
They can
having
have-
the trying with some, con algo de suerte, alguno se ahoga. Maybe one or two get drowned. So
yeah, that's one of the things that the current mayor wants to. Well, actually, there's a difference. If it's a woman, the alcaldesa is actually mayoress, and if it's a male, it's mayor. But now, because of gender equality, it's mayor.
mayor,
For male and women.
mayor is the male.
Yeah, and
Mayor-
mayoress is the female.
I prefer the mayonesa, but yeah, mayor, mayorness. Okay, alcaldesa.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's what the local elections are. Is to basically to choose a mayor, and then the proposals which they have, we know that politicians never keep their promises. So it's one of the problems with democracy.
But yeah, but this thing is not only a Spanish thing.
Yeah, no, this is worldwide. Every country has the same problem, apart from Switzerland, where they do referendums.
But but a part of the referendums, their politicians also must have some offers to the population. No?
Yeah, they promise things. Yes.
And the thing is to check if they fulfill their promises.
Yes. So that means there needs to be accountability.
Accountability and fulfillment. Yeah,
Yes.
there are two. Accountability. This means control de lo que se hace o gestión de las promesas.
Yeah, that's right. So if they promise, there should be some sort of consequence if they don't keep the promise. So that's a good expression. Keep your promise. So because the words are very cheap.
Yeah, and the wind and all the promises are gone with the wind.
Yes, that's right.
They promise and then they say, yeah, we were wanting that to do that, but there was no money when we arrived finally.
Yeah.
Or the legal staff don't allow us to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing for me is to empower the people or to open the eyes. So we must do the political agenda for the politics, not that they are imposing their agenda to our lives.
Yes.
And the thing is to reverse that. Is to
real democracy.
Change the situation upside down. So we need this thing. We are encouraging you to do that.
Yeah. If you vote for the same parties, you will get the same results. And the results have not been very good over the last 3 years in particular. So
for me,
yeah.
Something, I don't know if this is happening same in England or Australia or Europe as Germany, France, but here in Spain, the vision is that the politic arrives and get some power, and he enrich his own life and family and relatives. So they get some resources from the budget for personal use. And this is a bad thing because all that resources cannot be applied or employed into the citizen needs.
No, that's right. And this normally comes through what we call lobbying. So many companies will lobby even at local level. Forget about national level. At local level, many companies lobby the council. And basically, lobbying is a political word for.
No. I can give you the check this out. Check this out. This is the definition of lobby.
Yes. Yeah. The definition of lobby. That's
or it's not the definition, but is the result.
Yeah. Lobbying is just legalized bribery.
Bribery.
Yeah. So, which is in Spanish, that's sobornos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's what lobbying is. Lobbying equals bribery.
Yeah.
It's just a nice fancy name for
this
hiding.
This is the real thing, but not supposedly you can do some lobby or some lobbying without bribery. But in fact, it appears that it's like some bribery.
Yes, it is. It's in the business world, it's called bribery. In politics, it's called lobbying. So they're synonymous.
Wow. Wonderful. So what else?
So let's have a look then. Well, the whole point is then that you have some, local representation. That's what you have, and they're supposed to make decisions that will, in theory, benefit everybody, but we know that's not true, because it normally just benefits the politicians for their purposes. So really what we're voting for is decision-making power. So we're voting so that someone gets a job. That's what we're voting for, really, because we're not really getting any local representation. This is so someone has a job. If we didn't vote, that person wouldn't have a job. It would have no decision-making power. That's what it is. And the only way that this can change is, in my opinion, anyway, is through what they call community engagement. So this means people actually getting involved in local matters.
Like using the guillotine.
Well, in France, that's
or
popular.
hanging someone from the neck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, you could expose.
This is very engaging with the community, and this is really local decisions making and making power.
Well, another thing, as all of the politicians keep talking about technology, why don't they allow us to have referendums on everything which they are voting on? Because at the moment, in the local elections, the council votes on everything, but without asking us. They do it in a little room in the town hall, and we find out about the decision afterwards. But we have no involvement. Community engagement would be, let's have a referendum, and we will decide if it's worth having an indoor swimming pool, or if it's worth spending thousands of euros on repairing the roads, which were new.
Yeah.
So more involvement means if they really want us to have more involvement, then let's have referendums on everything that the council is deciding on. And then if the people don't want to engage or don't want to vote on those things, then at least they've had the opportunity. Now we have no opportunity.
Yeah, but the thing is that they try to keep the control, putting you in their game.
Yes, that's right.
And the thing is to simplify the administration, clarify the accounts and the relations and the lobbying, and then what is naturally happening is the community engagement.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Here, like I say, it's only a small town, but even then, we are not involved. They may ask us our opinion on one thing, but that's it. Everything else is secret. You can go to the meetings which they have, but there's limited availability for that, and who can go all the time.
Yeah, the thing is that the reality of that is that people don't want to get involved in politics because it's boring.
Yeah.
But the result of being involved is that they do whatever they want.
Yes, that's it. For me, what happens is the politicians want to get people involved just to vote for them. That's the involvement politicians want. They want your vote so they can do what they want, nothing else.
Yeah, this is true.
So that's not
it's
democracy.
Like the lover. No, not at all. Not at all.
So, because yeah.
So how can we solve that without using the guillotine or hanging people from the neck?
Well, there is one thing that we can do, is not to vote for the main parties. Vote for the smallest party that is in your community, not any of the main parties. The main parties will continue what they've been doing for the past 40 years. Nothing involving you. They don't want your participation. So there's, for instance, in Castilla-La Mancha now, there's a new party called País con Gestores, and this party is not politicians. They're normal people with jobs, and they want to, for instance, have objectives to comply with these objectives. So they propose the objectives, and then if they don't meet those objectives, that person will no longer be in the council after 1 year. So that type of thing is probably more productive than the current system. I think that abstention or no voting, unfortunately, doesn't work in Spain or probably anywhere else, because even if only 20% of people voted, the politicians would claim victory, saying, "Oh, look, we got 40% of the votes." They won't say to you, "Oh, only 20% voted." So it would be illegitimate. So abstention, unfortunately, won't work. So that's why I say, if you look to different parties, so they're called political parties. You have to look beyond the normal parties and go to the new ones, and that way there may be some change.
The abstention is not going to anywhere, but you can vote in Castilla-La Mancha to País con Gestores, because abstention is not a remedy, because they get the other votes.
Well, this is the thing. In Spain, they have something called blank vote. A blank vote is when you don't go and vote. So if you don't go and vote, the party with the most votes has your vote. So abstention there is actually giving more votes to the main party. Now, I don't know any other country in the world that functions in this way. This blank vote doesn't exist, as far as I'm aware, anywhere else, only in Spain. So that is, for me, an abomination. It should never happen. That's why if you abstain, you're giving your vote to the main party. Now, another thing is the. Well, I was going to say another thing is voter registration. Now, this is something contentious, because you can be removed from what we call the electoral register. So if
you can be removed, how?
Yeah. Well, for instance, in the United States,
this is worse. You are talking about the. You're talking about they remove you, or you ask to be removed?
No, they can remove you. So, for instance, on the voter registration in the United States, voter registration can be removed from you if you've been in jail.
Yeah.
So, and even when you're no longer in jail, you may not be able to vote. So the politicians are in charge of who is allowed to vote in that case.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, because it's obviously it's not fair, because it shouldn't be up to the politicians that are there to tell you if you can vote or not, if we're all one people and one vote.
Yeah,
a curious thing.
Not anymore, because there are some people that cannot be present or represent or choose a representative, because they cannot vote, because different questions.
Yeah, there are, for instance, homeless people, so people with no house, they're not allowed to vote, even though they live in the country. So
Yeah, because they don't have an address.
yeah, that's it. So no address means homeless people can't vote, even though they live in the country. We
This
all
is
live
very,
in the country. So
it's absurd.
yeah, well, in Europe, since COVID, a lot more people are living homeless now on the streets. So if you go to Madrid, there are more people in the streets living in the streets than before COVID. In the United States, one of the main categories of homeless people are ex-military service people.
It's true.
So why can't these people vote? That isn't fair, because they have to live with the consequences of the people that can vote. So voting is not well. I would say it's not representative of our wishes, because first of all, not everyone can vote anyway, and then the main parties have made the system so that if you vote, well, if you don't vote, if you abstain, they get your votes anyway. They can't lose, really, can they? In that case. So
I want
yeah,
to. We were talking about the community engagement. Here you have the Fernando VII, the king, upside down.
Yes.
And this is in Játiva City Council.
Uh-huh. Why is he upside down then?
Cabeza abajo?
Yeah, but why? Why is he upside down?
Ah, yeah, because he was putting on fire the city.
All right, just like Nero in Rome.
It's a kind of revenge.
Uh-huh.
Fernando VII was one of the kings that. No, he was the king that was fighting against the Archduke Carlos. So the Archduke Carlos lose the battles and the war, and Fernando VII was punishing the places in which they were granting or affording the Archduke Carlos option.
All right, so yeah, he was just punishing them.
Yeah, here you can see this king that was an awful king, by the way, that is upside down in the city council of Játiva in Valencia.
Oh,
and many people goes there to yeah, just to to take a photograph.
Well, you know, well, this was mainly in the Middle Ages. In England, if they didn't like the king, one of the things they would say is "Down with the king." That's if you don't like the king, that's what people would say. Down with the king.
Yeah, abajo el rey.
Yeah, so it's quite a coincidence, really, isn't it, that they've done that photo, that picture like that.
Yeah. And then the king has some trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are more than 40 minutes now.
Okay, so I suppose we
So
should.
we can resume about,
Yeah.
we are nearby not nearby, but in temporary, meaning the next weekend is the local elections in a big part of Europe and also in Spain.
Yeah.
And there are partidos pequeños que valen la pena que sean descubiertos y votados. Y ese partido se llama País de Gestores o País con Gestores.
Yeah. So at the moment, they're only in, I think, Canarias and Castilla-La Mancha.
Wonderful. So we can give them a try.
Yes. Yeah, we can.
And check how are they doing with our
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah. So that was just a little introduction into the election process, and well, let's see. I like I say, at the moment, it's not worth abstention, so it will actually favour the bigger parties. They'll get your vote. So
Okay.
we don't want that.
So thank you for this little time for sharing and talking in English and listening some words like down with the king and all the others we were seeing, electoral register,
Homeless people.
homeless people, voter registration, blank vote, political parties, abstention, and all that things. We wish a community engagement, decision-making power, and all the other stuff. All around local representation, and we were talking about the lobbying and bravery. So we can hope that País con Gestores is going to be a better than País with politicals.
Yes. Yeah.
And we thank every person that has connected and seeing us, or they can see us in some time. And next time we will talk about the coronation. Do you think it's possible? Or?
Yeah, it's ready, that one. So yeah, we can do that. Maybe next week.
Okay, thank you, Mike. We are gonna turn off this transmission. Wait a minute. One last word.
Well, yeah, I think you should go and vote this weekend, but not for the same faces. Try someone new.
Perfect.
Okay.
País con Gestores. Remember. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you next week without any technical issues like thunderstorms.
Yeah, because finally it was raining. It seems that with the local elections, the political agenda, they turn off some treatments to the atmosphere.
Yes, that's right. No aluminium and chlorine in the atmosphere.
Barium and all that stuff. Wow. See you soon. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Bye.